All right. So we are here with the one and only Tekoya Ward. What's going on, Tekoya?
Hi, Vincent.
So Tekoya is, like I said in that thing, she's an educator, she's a mom, she's a wife. You know, everyone seems to love her, especially those kids that she teaches at TK. So what made you get into teaching?
Well, both of my parents are teachers.
Oh.
So my mom and dad met at, I think it was the Chicago Teacher School. So it was like teacher college, which is now Chicago State University. And so they were doing their student teaching together, and then, you know, here I am.
Here you are.
Here I am. So, but I wanted to be a pediatrician first. I didn't want to be a teacher first.
Oh. And so why'd you want to do that?
Because I love kids. And I love little babies, but I didn't want to be in school for that long, like going to medical school, but I wound up being in school that long anyway.
Right.
So, here I am.
So did your parents teach the same grade that you're teaching now, which is?
Well, I teach TK, so no. My mom taught 5th grade for a while. She taught 8th grade. I mean, she taught kindergarten once, but they were both mostly upper grades. Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So was that a love and a passion for you? Because, I mean, what people don't realize, teaching is tough, especially when it's TK.
Oh, it's real tough. I mean, you have to have a love and a passion for it in order for it to be successful, right? I mean,
Go to the other one.
Okay. You're going to have your challenges, but I mean, I love what I do. As you know, I'm always at work. I'm always at work doing work, even after work. I'm always buying stuff, planning lessons and stuff like that. But
she keeps Amazon and Shein and TikTok and Temu in business.
Yeah, I do.
You know, because she takes pride in making her
and Lakeshore.
Yeah, it makes her room looks nice.
Yeah.
And I mean, from what I hear, all the parents seem to really and truly love you.
I love my parents.
Do you know why that is?
Because I'm awesome.
Besides that?
No, because I mean, they know that I care for their kids and I love their kids, and they know that their kids feel safe with me. And so they just love my class.
What's the hardest part about being a teacher?
A teacher, an educator? How can I say this?
Just say it. Because you're right here in Dodge Charger Studios with me, your host, Vincent M Ward, as Coming to Getcha Podcast.
Handsome Vincent M Ward.
Well, thank you, Dan. Like, we look kind of dark on here, but we'll be all right.
That's okay. The hardest part is just teaching them foundational skills, teaching them things that they should already know by being at home, like learning how to sit in a chair, learning how to sit, period.
Whoa. Kids have trouble knowing how to sit in a chair? Wow.
Yeah.
I was thinking of using the bathroom and eating.
And that too. And eating and listening and all that good stuff. So when you have teaching, like academically, on top of how to sit, how to listen, how to sit on the carpet, how to sit on a chair, how to walk without running, how to share, how to make good choices. I'm mom, I'm teacher, I'm nurse, psychologist, all that. You know.
Do you think like the grades that you teach is harder because the kids aren't used to being away from their parents?
Oh yeah, it's definitely harder. They have a hard time with transitioning and just separation anxiety. It's difficult for them. They're 4 and 5.
Do you think it's tough on the parents also?
Oh yeah, it's tough. It's tough because they don't know who I am, right? They only, like, obviously I have parents that know me because I've taught their kids before, or they've heard about me word of mouth, right? So that's different. But I do have parents that didn't know anything about me, and it was their first time having kids in my class, and they are literally like hiding behind bushes when we come from lunch, like, waiting by the gate at dismissal time, and waiting by the gate, when they drop their kids off, and sitting out there for like hours.
Have you ever caught one of them crying because they haven't been away from their kids?
Wait, me crying?
No. The parents. Caught one of the parents crying because they dropped the kids off.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, they've done that. They're emotional. They don't want to see their kids in distress, crying when they've dropped them off, and then they're upset. They've messaged me throughout the day, are they okay? Is so-and-so still crying? I've had a parent take their kid out of school once, like early, because she felt like he wasn't ready to be in TK. So it just depends.
So how do you feel when somebody just says teacher instead of educator? You know how it is with people with stewardess and
right.
Flight attendant. Is it a difference, or is it, do you feel like people look down on you when you just say, that's a teacher?
That's a very good question. Look at you. It's not a difference. However, educator sounds more professional.
Right.
Educators educate. It's the same concept. Teachers teach, but it's more professional and it's mature. You have different educators. You have educators on college level. You have educators, high school educators, middle school educators, elementary.
I really feel as if you're really an educator, because I know that you really try to educate the kids and start their life off with a bang and knowing how to do stuff.
I'm their foundation.
Right. But people don't realize you can only do so much if it doesn't carry on when they go home.
Right.
You think some of the kids fall back into their old habits?
They do.
Especially like we gotta take a break or a weekend.
On the weekends, right. Now we only have kids a certain amount of time throughout the day, but they're with their families, 16, 14 hours out of their day. But it depends on like the program and all that stuff. But I say that to say it's difficult, especially like on Mondays. Mondays are kind of stressful because you have to program them all over again from being gone for the weekend, especially if it's not structured at home.
So does that last throughout the whole year though? Or
yeah, it does not. It does not stop. Especially like wait until Christmas break, winter break. We have 3 weeks off. So you have to understand, depending on the family lifestyle, when they're gone for that long and then they come back to rules and structure and routines, it's chaos. They eventually get back and get on the swing of things, but it's difficult trying to juggle that and get yourself back into a routine, being their teacher or educator, and it's just a lot.
Yeah, because I do know for a fact Tekoya is the type of person that she might be sick and she shouldn't be at school, but she's so worried about the kids.
You get on me.
Yeah, she gets so worried about the kids falling behind or
misbehaving.
Yeah, that she feels like she has to be there. But I always tell her, I need you to be healed and better too.
You guys need me also. Right. And I understand that, but it's true. Like, I was at a conference for a few days. When I came back, it was just like, hi, I'm back. you better get with the program. You don't have a sub anymore. Because they it's like when you have a sub, it's like when you're at home and your mom is gone and there's a babysitter. You think you can do whatever you want, and that's not the case. But yeah, they fall off when I'm not around.
How many years have you been teaching?
This is my 23rd year.
Do you think it's a difference between like California and Chicago, Illinois, when it comes to like the parents and the teaching and the schools and all that other stuff?
Yeah, it's a big difference. Oh, you getting me? I'm afraid to answer that. It is a big difference. I feel like, oh man, Vincent Ward. Okay, so here in California, I feel more appreciated by the parents. I'm not gonna lie. Listen, I love Chicago. I loved teaching for Chicago Public Schools. But with Chicago Public Schools, though, I feel like they don't appreciate the teachers like they should. The educators. Like, even some of the families. Like, I taught in a neighborhood where I grew up in, so that had its challenges too. Because, I wasn't, I guess, quote unquote, product of my environment, which I didn't grow up in a poor environment. However, the surrounding neighborhoods weren't that great, and I grew up in a middle class family.
So you pretty much didn't grow up like me on the mean streets of Trotwood. Where you had to watch your back and all that other stuff.
I mean, you gotta watch your back everywhere, but no. But California, I get a lot of love. I get notes, I get gifts, and it's not about that. I get parents a few years later after teaching their kids giving me drawings of their kids drawing me a picture, and I'm not even in their class anymore, and giving me thank you notes and appreciating me for, having their child in their classroom, my classroom, and just they send me pictures still.
Right. I feel like, even though it's, no matter what job you're on, you always want to feel appreciated.
Right.
You don't want to feel like, they just using me as a body. Well, not saying the teacher or educators, not saying that,
right.
But a lot of times, something happened to you, or you die, or you get hurt, somebody's there to replace you.
Yeah.
Nobody really cares, especially the big wigs.
Right.
And I think that's a shame that, we've gotten to that point in society that you don't really care about that person, you just care about making those orders.
And I'm glad you brought that up, because, hate to say, in the Chi, I felt like I was more of a babysitter, as opposed to now. Yeah, there are times when I do feel like I'm a babysitter, depending on, the parent, but it's different here. Like, it's and the kids aren't, I love the kids the same, no matter what color, no matter nationality, whatever, religion, it doesn't matter. Like, I love all the babies the same. It's just that I do. Just like, I never forget, I taught at another school, and he was like, you'll find another Levi, right?
Right.
And I was heartbroken. I didn't want to leave this school. I'm not going to say the school, but I really love the kids and I love the parents. And he was like, you'll find another Levi. You'll find another Carissa. And I did. I love you no matter what.
She's the only person that I know, if she was to hit the lottery today for $100 million, instead of quitting the job today or over break, she'll stay there for the rest of the year.
I will.
And I'll be looking at her crazy. I'm like, I'll be out that joint.
And I'm going to tell you why. And like I've said before, God blessed me. Like, I really feel like teaching is my calling, right? God blessed me with something. And I can't leave those kids hanging like that. You know, now I ain't coming back. You know, I'll donate to schools, whatever the case may be. I'll find some way to be a part of, you know, the education system somehow, but I'm not leaving them hanging.
Yeah, because I'm sure we'll be in Brazil or Dubai or Australia.
And then, look, and I'll be there on my break.
Saying, hey, this Big V Ward by myself. And then people be like, where's your wife at? Why she ain't on vacation? She wanted to stay at school. But I mean, that says a lot about you too, though.
Thank you.
You know, as far as really and truly caring about the kids.
Yeah.
I would suggest to the parents out there, if you have a educator like Tekoya, then, you know, appreciate them, because all the teachers aren't going to be like that.
No.
They're not. You're not going to find somebody that you can call or text or email after hours. And she tell you the truth about it. Because I'd be like, man, why are they calling you?
Why are you answering emails right now? And I'm just be like, I gotta respond right quick. Like, you know.
And people don't realize just because the bell has rang that your job is finished for the day.
No, I am. I've taken on a lot this year, and my husband, he has really been supportive. He really takes care of home and everything, you know. Especially, he would do that anyway, but I don't get home sometimes until like almost 6 o'clock, and my work day ends at 2. You know, so
yeah. And I'll say this, fellas, if you have a wife or a girlfriend that works long hours, get your butt up and cook and clean, or, you know, just try to take some pressure off. Not saying that is just for women to do.
Right.
You know, cook and clean. I'm not saying that at all. But if you have somebody that's working hard and they tired, and, you know, try to ease the pain from them. Mm-hmm. Even if I did work 9 to 5 or 2 to 10 or 11 to 7, whatever, I would still be the same way, because I enjoy doing that.
Yeah.
And she makes me feel very appreciative. I mean, because she always be saying, thank you for doing this, thank you for doing that.
Yeah.
And I be feeling kind of weird sometimes, like, you don't have to say thank you. You know, this is our home.
You should say thank you.
But our thing is just always teamwork.
I was gonna say that.
Because she's a cop.
No, he's a copier. I was gonna say teamwork. We are a team.